Instagram influencers. From the outside looking in, their life seems perfect. Traveling the world to these beautiful destinations and living an extravagant lifestyle. Drinking champagne on private jets, dining in expensive restaurants, and staying in 5-star hotels. Who wouldn't want that life? But that begs the question, how are these female influencers able to afford such a luxurious lifestyle? But more importantly, why do these female influencers always seem to travel to the same destination, Dubai?
Hi, my name is Aliana Lozada Gonzalez and I'm 26 years old. I'm willing to come to Dubai to Sultan Ali. In Dubai I will have a STD check and Mr. Ali too. After that, we are having unprotected sex and I will let Mr. Ali lick the humus of my feet. I will also his virgin brother, who is 13 years old. I will let him lick my pussy and fuck me Anna. Mr. Ali is paying me $50,000 US. Thank you so much, Mr. Ali, for the invitation, and I can't wait to finally meet you.
The video you just watched shows Instagram model Aliana Lozada Gonzalez agreeing to go to Dubai to have intercourse with a rich Dubai man and his 13-year-old brother. The video, which was leaked in 2022, went viral on YouTube and TikTok as it exposed the disgusting things that went on between Instagram models and rich Dubai men. And as more and more people became curious about the topic, the hashtag Dubai Porta Potty started trending.
Let's talk about this Dubai Porta Potty. It's called portable potty, like a human potty, a human toilet.
Basically, a woman, usually an Instagram model, is flown out to Dubai by the rich men of the Emirates to have intercourse and participate in unconventional fetishes. One of those fetishes involves being defecated on, and in return, she gets paid anywhere between $20,000 to $50,000.
So I'm doing a flight, and a friend says to me that on her previous flight, she was flying with this girl in first class. And the girl's like, yeah, babe, she's like, I'm just trying to get my fiber in. And she's like eating all this shit, like she's eating her oatmeal, she's eating Greek yogurt. So literally, this girl was like in the galley eating like all of this fiber because after the flight, she was going on a boat to shit on some Emirati dude who's paying you $20,000 to do it. Like, honestly, if I had no morals and values, like I would do it too.
Morals and values aside, the real question is, where do these rich men of the Emirates find these women who are willing to degrade themselves for money? The answer is simple: Instagram. To most people, Instagram is a social media platform that allows you to share your life online. But for influencers and models, it serves as advertisement for young, attractive women looking to gain the attention of wealthy men. And for the rich men of the Emirates, Instagram serves as a shopping catalog where they can browse through a wide selection of attractive women that can fulfill their fetishes. But how do these female influencers actually advertise themselves so that wealthy men know that they're open for business? Because, let's be honest, most girls aren't pimping themselves out for money on Instagram, and the ones who are making money are doing so through brand deals and sponsorships. So, how do you spot the signs? Well, there are 3 easy signs to look out for if you want to spot a girl who's looking to get flown out to Dubai to engage in degrading acts. One of the most common tactics that female influencers use to market themselves to wealthy men is that they list their locations in cities where rich men congregate, such as London and Dubai. So, for example, if a female influencer who lives in Los Angeles, California, takes a photo, she won't tag her location as Los Angeles. She'll tag it as if she's located in Dubai. So if a wealthy man in Dubai is looking for an attractive girl to have some fun with, then any girl who set her location to Dubai will appear in his shopping catalog. The other easy sign to look out for is when a female influencer has "DM me for booking inquiries" in her bio. A lot of female influencers have that in their bios, even though they're not an actor, musician, athlete, or public figure. So what exactly are they being booked for? The third sign to look out for is if they have a lot of photos of themselves in Dubai, especially if they're living very lavishly, or if they're constantly traveling to beautiful destinations, but no one can figure out what their job or income source is. So if you see any female influencer who's exhibiting these signs, there's a high likelihood that she's a Dubai porta potty. Now, it's important to note that prostitution is illegal in the United Arab Emirates, so these female influencers are taking a huge risk when they agree to get flown out to Dubai. Besides getting in trouble with the law, these female influencers also have to be extra cautious because Dubai has a reputation of trafficking women. But none of these concerns seems to be stopping these female influencers from getting their hands on that sweet Dubai cash. And why would it? If these female influencers are willing to get flown out to Dubai to fulfill weird fetishes for men they barely know and perhaps have intercourse with an underage minor, things such as laws and morality are the last things on their mind. These female influencers care about one thing and one thing only: an Instagrammable life. They want to be able to do minimal work while enjoying the luxuries life has to offer and then post their extravagant lifestyle on social media for people to envy. But here's the problem. These female influencers never tell their followers how they're able to afford this luxurious lifestyle. They don't tell their followers that they've been selling their body for money. And they can't, because these rich men of the Emirates make these girls sign NDAs before engaging in these degrading acts. So you have this new generation of girls who see these female influencers traveling to beautiful destinations and living this lavish lifestyle, and they want to do the same. So they start copying these female influencers, and eventually a wealthy man will notice them and offer to fly them out to Dubai for $30,000 to fulfill his fetishes. Now, let's talk about those fetishes, because these Dubai men are into some weird shit. Literally. This guy is into butt stuff, getting peed on, and coprophilia? What the heck is coprophilia? Intense interest and pleasure. Bro, this other guy enjoys when a woman barks like a dog, but his main fetish is fardophilia, where you pass gas and take it. Bro, this guy also likes butt stuff and getting peed on, and he's also into reptilephilia? There's no way that's a word. You know you're into some weird shit if even Google doesn't have the answers. Here's another guy who wants these two girls to jerk off his camel and defecate on both of them. One thing I noticed while researching this topic was the number of people who believe that the website tagged the sponsor is ruining these women's lives by exposing them. They argue that women selling their bodies for money has been going on since the beginning of time, and if two consenting adults decide to engage in weird fetishes, that's between them and them alone.
Hi, so I am agreeing to some sexual activities such as anal, ram job, coprophilia, and golden showers.
Normally, I would agree with that sentiment if it wasn't for the fact that the type of woman who would agree to get flown out to Dubai to do these sorts of degrading acts for money is also the type of woman who would feel no shame having intercourse with a minor if that meant she would earn more money. And just to give you guys a better idea of what goes on between these attractive women and the rich men of the Emirates, here's the story from a girl whose friend was a Dubai porta potty. So a while back when I was in Costa Rica, I met these white girls who basically were traveling the world. They were effing wild. So this one girl, she's a flight attendant. Let's call her Kate. So Kate was constantly hyping me up about traveling. So one night after the club, we're on the beach with the surf boys, and we're telling wild stories. Kate goes, well, I have the wildest. She said she was on a private flight from Canada to France, and one of the dudes took a liking to her and invited her there on the spot. She had to be careful taking his info because she could lose her job for fraternizing, but they exchanged numbers anyway. Anyways, D-Day rolls around and she's boarding her flight to Canada and he's boarding his flight to LA, and they're meeting in Dubai. She told her boyfriend she had a small gig over there, and he was like, no problem. She said he set her up in an amazing room with a view, and they met up later after they both got some rest. They had dinner, and he took her back to the hotel and left. She's wondering, what the hell's wrong with this man? If she only knew. So the next morning, he texts her and says, "Get ready, dress classy, you have an hour." Cool. She gets ready and the car picks her up. When she finally gets there, it's a beautiful mansion with no neighbors for literal miles. She walks in and it's a bunch of older dudes milling about with each other and girls her age. She's starting to get the idea. It's a bunny ranch. She still doesn't see an issue. Her host greets her and introduces her around a bit, then asks her to go enjoy herself. At some point in the evening, they all sit down for dinner and she says she's never eaten that good before. After dinner, they played games and everyone slowly drifted off to bed. She tried to follow her host, but he said no, her room was on the other side of the mansion. Weird. So she passes out and at about 2:30 a.m., there's a soft knock on the door. One of the attendants has come to get her for the games. Games? At 2:30 a.m.? She put on some sweats and went. She said where they had been furniture just hours before, the whole place was empty except for buckets and sex toys. The other girls were standing around too. Some were confused, but the nervous girls were shaking now. The men came in and the girls were instructed to strip. Hesitantly, they all did. She said she watched in horror as the jovial fat German man walked over to a bucket, dropped his pants, and took a poop standing over it. He pulled his pants up and walked over to one of the girls and hand-fed her his poop. Like, dipped his hands in the bucket and scooped poop in this girl's mouth. He looked at her expectantly as she started chewing. So at this point, Kate is fixing to leave and her host lets her know that she is stuck there. There are no cars, no one for miles, and they took her phone. He tells her if she wanted to opt out, she'd have to find her own way out and miss out on the money. Money? What money? He proceeds to explain the game. As he does, she looks around. The men are smiling and the girls, well, they're calculating how much they can take. 50K. Last the weekend and you get 50K each. At this point, the girl chewing starts gagging. The man with the bucket holds it out and she pukes in it. He grins wide. He sidesteps to the next girl, silently challenging her. Tears in her eyes, she opens her mouth. I'm gonna list off some of the things she says she did or witnessed. One girl had the contents of the bucket stuffed up her. Kate ate a solid piece of poop. Girls had to slide across the floor on their stomach, licking up poop. There was human centipede actions. All while actual sex and partner swapping was taking place, mind you. She said the men would pop laxatives like Molly all weekend, so they had a free flow of poop. The entire weekend, they had to sleep in the filth, and she says she thought the only reason they fed them was so that they'd vomit and increase the nastiness. All while the men went back to their rooms to shower and sleep and whatever else. Several girls opted out and were allowed to clean up and leave. They got nothing. She said that on the final night, they were allowed to be sprayed down with the rest of the filth and retire to their rooms. The next morning, they were summoned to breakfast and the men ate and drank and joked like nothing happened all weekend. Each girl collected their cash. She said that while she was getting into her car, her host had the audacity to say, "Hope to see you at the next one." She said when she got back to Canada, she took a work sabbatical and underwent intense therapy because the sight of anything brown and creamy triggered her. Clearly, she didn't learn her lesson because I met her while she was Bro, she's still doing this? So after all the shit that she's been through, literally all the shit that she's been through, she's still selling her body. Alright man, that's enough internet for me today. Like and subscribe. I'm out, man. These bitches tripping.